I'm very conscious of time, guys, so I'm going to try and work through this a little bit faster, okay? So moving on to clarity. It's really important that you clearly present your ideas so that they resonate. There's no point presenting at all if no one understands what you're saying. So you need to ensure that you have clarity. And I think there's 3 things you can do to ensure that. The first would be simplify, because this is what you want to avoid. We've all been there where a presentation is confusing, right? It might be in school, university, or in business. You look at what's being said or hear, or just look at the visuals and you just become confused. And when you're confused, what happens? You switch off. And that's what we don't want our audience to do. So the first thing you can do is simplify. Simplify. This involves going through your presentation and asking one question. How can I simplify this? How can I simplify this? Go through every single point and ask that question. Because what it does is it challenges you to find a better way. Okay? It challenges you to find that way. And that will ensure that you're using a presentation which your audience understand and can relate to as well. That is the second step, relate. Charlie, maybe you've experienced this before in your presentations. The numbers come in quite a lot of the time.
They can do, yeah.
They can do, yeah. Yeah, and the problem with numbers is it's really difficult for the audience to relate to them. They're so abstract. So you need to make an effort to bring them back to real world examples. For instance, if I just said to you, an app business is gaining 300,000 new users per month and is on track to make 50 million in gross profits this year. What does that mean? It's big numbers. But if I said to you, every month we're gaining 300,000 new users, that's the equivalent of the population of Aberdeen joining us each month. To put that into context, only 3 other apps in our industries are achieving that rates of growth. We're on track to make gross profits of 50 million this year. Only 2 other companies in our sector are on track to make profits of that or above as well. A bit easier to understand? Yeah. So it's just relating the numbers, okay, and adding in that extra information which will allow people to take something from what you are saying. And the last way to ensure clarity is to check in. Today we've got business owners in the room, we've got coaches in the room, we've got some university students doing research. You're all very skilled at what you do. That's why you're doing a PhD, I would imagine, yeah? That's why you run your own business to help people. That's why you coach people, because you've got experience in that field. But what you need to understand and be aware of is that not everyone has the same experience, knowledge, or skills as you. What you find easy, others will find difficult. So don't just assume that when you're going through your presentation, the audience are with you. You have to check in to see. And that involves just asking a simple question of, does that make sense? Does that make sense? Do you understand what I'm saying there? Are you with me on that? By asking small little questions like that, you give the audience the opportunity to clarify points. And that way you stay in rapport. And when you're in rapport, you can have the greatest impact on your audience. So that's what we need to do to achieve clarity. We need to relate, we need to check in, and we also need to simplify. All right?